We're good to go?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Board of Parks and Recreation meeting for Tuesday, April 21st. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please. Go?
Yes.
Okay. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did somebody call the roll? You got the roll? You're up.
I do.
There you go.
All right. Carol Annis,
Here.
Mia Polype,
Here.
Beth Delbuno. She's
Online. She is online.
online. She is online? Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Trish Feeney,
Here.
Eileen Francolino, Tim Wagner,
Not online.
Austin Nolan. The online. Bill Knowlton,
Here.
Tim Minky,
Here.
John Pats,
Here.
Diana Sarah.
Here.
Madam Chairperson, we have a quorum.
Beautiful. Alrighty. We just did a quick round of introductions before we started the meeting. This is our new superintendent of Parks and Recreation, Scott Harris. Would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about where you come
Be
from?
happy to do that.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you're all curious. My name is Scott Harris. I come from the town of Cromwell. I was a recreation director there. I am a Newington resident of 10 years. I live over on Hemlock, 62 to be exact. My acquaintance to Bill has been kind of lifelong. I was mentored by him quite a bit when he was in the city of New Britain. And then when he came here, attending events and stuff of that nature, I'd always go over to talk to him. As you know, Bill is considered one of the establishment recreation people in our field. When he talks, people listen. And even at CRPA conferences and stuff of that nature and seminars that he did, he's always a wealth of knowledge. And I was very blessed that he kind of shared some of his suggestions along the way to develop my career. My career started, I was a high school student in Shelton, Connecticut, and I needed to get a job. I was a baseball player and I became a camp counselor. Was able to work until 4 o'clock. And then at that time, I was able to then punch out and go to play baseball. So I was a camp counselor for 3 consecutive summers. And then when I went to the University of Connecticut, I'd always come back down and check on the people in Park and Rec, and they always had a job or a task for me to do. I was a gym monitor. I kind of ran some of the different programs, stuff of that nature. So that was my first introduction to the field. My major was sports marketing management. Never really had any aspirations to being in Park and Rec, until which time Shelton said, we have a full-time position available on my graduation. And I was kind of, having interviews for sports marketing management. And they said, but we think you'd be great at it as a program coordinator. And I was like, well, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my parents. Well, I have old school parents. I went home and they said, of course you take a full-time job with benefits. But it was the best decision I ever made, because once I started working full-time and saw the benefits of Park and Recreation in my community where I grew up, I was hooked. So I was there for about 1.5 years, 2 years. And then Wilton and Fairfield County had an opening for a program coordinator, of which I applied and I was fortunate enough to get that job. And lo and behold, I was in the town of Wilton for 24 years. I started as a coordinator. I moved up to a assistant director, and I stayed as assistant director, and I had a director who I thought was going to be retiring soon, and he's still there now. But it was there where I really started to get the teachings of how to run, how to be a director as far as in the field of recreation. My director kind of delegated a lot of authority to me. I was able to then get the advancement as assistant director as our department grew. I was able to get in the budget process. And I was able to learn the nuances of dealing with the town council, the park and rec commissions, attending those meetings. So that's where I really got my education wise in the field. Knowing that he wasn't gonna retire soon, I really thought that I needed to get the advancement and become a director. Saw the opening at Cromwell. I applied for that, got that job, and that's 8 years I've been in the town of Cromwell as a director. It was a great experience because it was a smaller town and I was able to learn the nuances yet again of how to kind of balance the delicate balance of the town council, park and rec commissions, board of finance, all my boards, as far as the nonprofit sports bar boards, dealing with them. Cromwell, I would say, is a lot of ways kind of behind the times, not as advanced as Newington, but we made a lot of progress with the facilities, as far as the athletic facilities, the protocols that we had that they wanted, and we made a lot of advancements in programming, as well as different funds that we were able to establish. I know you have the enterprise account here. I have a program account. I started a facilities account, for rentals for the fields. We have started actually, it was called into the town manager's office four years ago, and we had a nonprofit that did a farmer's market. And they just kind of packed it in, and he said, I think this is something great for the community and we should take it over, and I want your department to take it over. So I had to learn real quick how to do a farmer's market, as far as a municipality doing it. And I did that, and that was like in February, and we started in June of that year. So I learned real quick, the nuances of doing a farmer's market. And now it's been 5 years, started a farmer's market revolving account. That's pretty stable now, and every year we made new improvements. I'm a firm believer of talking to the community, talking to vendors, talking to town council, talking to the powers to be. I'm not gonna be sitting in the office away from the public. That's the best way for me to interact with the public and find out what their needs are, and try to find out if there is a way that, if they have a suggestion of a program, suggestion of different protocols, I'll research it and find out if it's, in other communities, and if it's something that maybe would benefit the town of Newington. But I try to engage with everyone. I try to find middle ground with everyone. Obviously, you can't please everyone, but my whole take is I try to make sure I try to do what's in the best interest of the majority of the people. And if I do that, my staff, agrees on that, and the public agrees on that, then I know I'm doing what's in the best interest of me. I'm a hard worker. I will continue to work. One of the best things I could say about this position, it's very daunting to try to fill the shoes of Bill, but I like this challenge. I like this challenge because I live in this town. I see how great it is. I see the special events. And if I could keep that going and maybe add a few more to the fold, then I think that'd be great. I always like projects. I always like to get the projects done and then move on to the next project. The ribbon cutting ceremonies and all that can be for the elected officials and stuff of that nature. But I'm a doer, and I like to get things done, and I don't like status quo. I can say honestly to you, every place that I've been to in my career, when I got there and I left, it was in a better place. And that's kind of my upbringing from my parents. It's an upbringing from being in sports. And you always try to, if you make a mistake, you just try to analyze what you did wrong and try not to make that same mistake twice. And I take those life lessons, and it seems simplistic, but I carry it over to, my profession, and I carry it over to my staff. And everyone should work together collectively to try to get the job done in the right way, because we're all serving the taxpayers. And I always keep that in the back of my mind, and I always try to make sure we keep that in consideration of what we do, good days and bad. So that's kind of my synopsis. Any questions you have, I'd be happy to answer.
Said all the right things.
Welcome. When can we start the farmer's market?
Well, we were talking about that already, so we'll do that.
Yeah,
Is that a new?
That's something that we'll be doing, maybe not this year, but we'll start to, look into doing that too, because it's a great community event. It's well received by the public and as well as residents and non-residents. But the vendors and the farmers, obviously, you gotta take care of them. They all benefit from it as well. I think it's just something else that we can do for the community.
Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome.
all righty. Thank you so much. That was. Gives us all a good sense of hope. Nice. All right, can somebody, I don't know who's had a chance to read the minutes, but if anybody would like to make a motion to approve the minutes? March 17th meeting?
I move to approve the minutes for March 17th, 2026. Personal meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion passes. Do we have anybody on public participation?
We have no raised hands.
No? Okay, beautiful. So moving on to correspondence, we have none. Look at that. All right, summary reports, monthly report, and the tree warden's report. Anybody have any questions or anything we need to know about that? Clay, you have anything that?
There's nothing,
Looking out at-
nothing specific to add, but if we can answer any questions, happy to do so.
Alright, old business.
And hopefully we haven't.
The only thing I would like to say about old business is that, just a little quick update on the pools, the, money for the RFP to send the pools out to bid, whatever, to get some sort of construction plan, was cut in the budget, so we're on hold for a while. We'll see what happens tonight, I don't know, but I don't expect that we'll be working on that for a little bit. Moving on to new business, the summer 2026 program guide. The copies of it
Yep.
underneath all these stuff.
Everybody has it.
Good job.
It's beautiful.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Well, we all worked together, but I did like the outline.
Your blind share.
Are the fees staying the same?
I actually don't know what they were a year ago, from the side, being much all this time.
My only concern is the cost of swimming lessons, and I do this every year. For years and years and years, we have made a commitment to keep swimming lessons affordable, and I really would hate to see them go up any more than,
How much are they right now?
depends on what you're taking.
On page 19.
So it's amazing.
Let's see here.
35?
75 for residents, 21 for non-residents.
Yeah. 75 is a lot, yeah, especially we have a couple places, and I know we offer scholarships. Put people in a humbling position to have to ask for, assistance, they should just be affordable.
How much were they in the past, Eileen, that you?
Last year, I think they were a little less, but I don't have last year's figures on me right now.
Well, it's 75 for residents, right?
Last year, you're talking about how much were they? I don't remember, I don't have that.
I'm sure that covers the cost, right?
Yeah, I would think. Because your insurance goes
Around,
on.
yeah.
Is covering the insurance, the paying of the the
The
instructors.
cost of the pool.
What, $7.50 less on this?
Yeah, but if you have $75 and you have 3 kids taking lessons, and, you know, it just gets to be a lot of money, that's all. I don't want anybody not to learn to swim. I have noticed tremendous difference in the kids, number of kids at the high school who don't know how to swim. And I don't want that to be because we charge too much money, you know, I think they learn.
Have you guys ever done sibling discounts?
Mm. So, I don't think so.
That's something that we've done and which is well received for
Mhm.
You could
various
various
programs.
program, gets a
Yeah.
percent discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
Yeah.
But I think-
something-
Through the fee is based on how much it costs to
Mhm.
provide
Right.
the service.
Yeah, we're not there to make money.
I don't think the town's making any money on it.
No.
No,
And I understand you want to keep it reasonable, but also I don't think it's fair for the town to pay for the average taxpayer to have to pay for someone who takes swim lessons that can't subsidize everything as taxpayers.
No, but if you look at the fee to go to camp, campers don't pay $75 for swimming lessons. They get swimming lessons all summer long. And if they took 3 sessions of swimming lessons at $75 a piece, that's
No, it's 75 for 10 classes.
right, but there's 3 sessions.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So that would be, you know, that's,
$220. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they do all 3 sessions.
yes, camp does, they do all 3 sessions. So if you look at the cost of camp and they're getting 3 sessions of swimming lessons,
So you're saying here, no pond food swim lessons, fee $75 for residents for 10 classes.
yep,
You're saying they're required to actually take 30?
the campers, yes, they take all 3 swimming lessons.
No, I know that, but this isn't for campers, this is for anybody signing up.
Correct.
Right?
So
I'd say-
if I'm just going, $75,
Is it really?
and if I wanted to go to all 3
Residents after May
lessons,
14th pay
Yeah, but campus-
19.39 for all 7 weeks.
Yeah, $1,900.
I
It was $2,000 for camp.
I think we paid like close to $9,000 for 2 kids going to camp.
Right.
Something
Yeah.
crazy. So I'll just, my 2 cents on this is, I've seen a lot of different programs, so I got a lot of kids in the programs. And my benchmark usually a litmus test is 10.50 or right around $10 per session is a good deal. So when I see $7.50 a session, I think you're getting a good price.
Yeah.
And then it could be basketball, baseball, soccer, football, all of those, and those with volunteers doing, you know, and so. Personally, when I think $7.50 a session, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it is.
Three,
But I'm
camp,
not swimming there.
camp is $270 a week. So,
That's if they sign up before May 14th.
14th, after May 14th,
It's $320.
was up $110 a week.
So,
so $270 a week, you don't pay for pool pass, you don't pay for swimming lessons. So,
Well, if you wanna go swimming at night, you need a pool pass.
right, but if you're at camp all day, I don't know, just.
so maybe a discount, like I said, for siblings, that would
Yeah.
be one. And then the second one would be if you choose to, take, you know, sign up for 2 or 3 sessions, then maybe a discount for signing up for the whole summer. of
Something,
swimming.
I just would like to see that, I don't wanna see them go up anymore, is all I'm saying, I think that's a commitment we made for years and years and years, was to keep swimming.
And did it go up?
I think it goes up with the cost of.
Yeah.
Of
providing
everything
service.
else.
I mean,
I know,
that's easy to take, doesn't go up, but if the
From last
cost of
year.
the instructors goes up, then you have to
So-
raise the price. You have to pass the cost on somehow.
the state of Connecticut with their, minimum wage has really hindered a lot of trying to keep costs down, at least in Cromwell. I'll say this, I could do a deep dive as to program costs and run some numbers and stuff, and we'll see if there's ways that we can do things sort of like a sibling discount or something along the lines of camp wanting to take lessons. I'm sympathetic that we should try to keep them that way, but also we gotta make sure that we at least cover the growing increases.
Cheap, or somebody has money available for,
So we have subsidies that we could use.
I don't know that we've
Beth
applied for them.
is
or
in the
anything,
webinar
but-
side. Can you pull her into the meeting side? She sent it to an email.
But I know that
Sorry.
there's,
Yeah.
money from deep that's available for
Okay.
swimming lessons.
We'll look into that.
And we do have a fund that, you know, people donate to for,
Yes.
so if those monies are
Yep.
available, would be great. All right, does somebody wanna make a motion, read the motion, please? Me, you wanna read the motion, please?
Or, motion to accept the summer program guide, including the fees and charges associated with each event, program and facility.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion passes. Moving on, we have a letter of agreement with the Church of Christ Congregational. That's for the ice cream Sundays on Wednesdays and whatever that is.
That's Wednesday, Sunday. and Wednesday.
Yeah, Sundays on Wednesdays,
Yep.
Wednesdays on Sunday.
Yeah.
They have, Melanie Infield that has volunteered, they're gonna be taking up that expense. And they've gone from 175 to 200 ice creams that are gonna be available. We thank her and the church.
Okay, that's awesome. Very good. And somebody wanna read the motion, please?
Make a motion to accept the 1,000 public-private partnership agreement with Church of Christ Congregational to host Sundays on Wednesday and July 15th, 2026 at Mill Pond Park.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, hi, Beth.
Thank you, Carol. I was emailing and texting and trying to get in, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
And the Spark Social Sports letter of agreement.
Spark is an adult, sports organization. They do a variety of different sports. And I know that they do something, on one of the night of Sundays, I believe during extravaganza. So they are back and gonna be participating with us again. They have a sponsorship with us this year, $750. I don't think we're doing.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
that's it. It's gonna be part of the beer and wine.
That's kickball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's nice, a little bit of money. Anybody wanna read the motion?
Motion to accept $750 public-private partnership agreement with Sparks Social Sports for the Beer and Wine Garden at Mill Pond Park on Wednesday, July 15th, 2026.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to report, the Memorial Day Parade is Saturday, May 23rd at 10:30. Board members, I shouldn't say that, I'm board member, really much is, I don't know if anybody else.
Everyone's
is
invited.
interested in going, everybody else can come,
Red convertible,
there you go.
you can sit in the back,
What I,
right on the top.
what I,
Our ground staff will put together the float for Parks and Recreation again. And we'll also have the train, which will include the preschool students. So that'll be
it's
participating.
fun, usually what I do is hand out, coupons to people, for free ice cream in the park after. It would be great if some other people could come because to hit both sides of the street while everybody's moving, I'm exhausted by it. Can't run that much anymore. So if anybody wants to come, that'd be great. We have some candy sometimes, whatever, all kinds of stuff, but it's fun, it's good, exposure for the board, and for the department. We line up usually, I don't know, 9:30?
Yep.
9:30 at, the Lutheran Church, Our Savior's Lutheran, so it's a fun day. Come if you can, that'd be good. Alrighty. And Creative Playtime Preschool Graduation, Tuesday, June 9th at 6 o'clock, Morrison Community Center Gym.
It's a really great event that Stephanie Green and Jessica Wello put a lot of effort into. Really cute. There's a little, every kid has the cap and gown, so it's and parents love it. It's, well received. The department's very proud of it.
Cool. Cute little kids. All right, Newington Goat Country and Food Truck Friday, volunteer sign up sheets. These are here. Not a fancy. Thank you. All righty, So Newington Goes Country, where you need wristband sign up, selling the beer. You can sign up for early shift, late shift, both shifts. Whatever you wanna do. The 12th. Newington Goes Country, Thursday and Friday?
Should have Thursday.
No, Food Truck Friday.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Food Truck Friday.
Oh, this says Food Truck Friday, that's what I was confused about. Okay, gotcha.
Can you remind me the
Okay.
dates of those? I'm sorry, the,
June 11th and June 12th.
We have currently 15 trucks signed up for
Good.
the two events.
Oh, nice.
Possibility of a few more being added.
Are some of those trucks the same ones coming for the extravaganza?
I'm sorry?
Are some of those trucks also the same ones?
I
coming for
think,
the
yes,
extravaganza?
I think there are some that are gonna be doing both, and for what it's worth, we currently have 22 signed up for extravaganza, so. I think we max out at 23 or 24.
And that's going the perimeter and then
Correct.
back around.
That's right.
Pray for good weather. So we can,
Yep.
all right, and moving on, the ended extravaganza. We're back at it again.
I know.
Sign up sheets will be coming around, so we need volunteers for the lesbian, just the regular extravaganza part, also, the craft beer tasting is, that Friday, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And these are tickets, if you can sell them, that's great, if not, just bring them back. We just ask that you try, do your best, whatever you can do is great. So you can either sign up to work the extravaganza part of it, which is just, you sit in this nice little air conditioned little trailer, and you just sell wristbands or whatever, and it's easy. Or you can go over to the beer garden and do the beer garden part of it, whatever else, you like to do. We appreciate anybody who can come and help, because that only makes the department money, because you don't have to pay
Mhm.
a person to come and, do that kind of work.
Right.
Me and John, we were the OGs at the extravaganza back when we used to.
And I cooked hamburgers and hot dogs for years.
God, we're crazy, yeah, it was nuts, that's where we got our start.
do we
It's a
accept
little-
volunteers outside the board if needed?
Yes.
Can
Just a few.
I call into the office with, like, I gotta check with my boss and see what I can make more times.
Sure, whatever, yeah, no
Your
problem.
boss,
My
Yeah,
boss,
got it.
big boss.
I got you.
The real one.
Wednesday.
The real boss.
Not-
The scheduling boss.
Okay, I can look through that. Um, And this is Thursday. I'm coming on. Oh my goodness. This is Friday. We move on to Saturday, or we're gonna have to close, or what are we doing? This is Saturday. We're doing Wednesday.
Do you break it down in a certain amount of hours for the
Yeah.
shift?
yeah.
I think I'll have to hit up some neighbors and friends.
There you go. All right, so those sheets will be coming around, that'll be good. How we doing on, vendors for the extravaganza, you know?
22 signed up so far.
We're good, man.
Yep.
All right, we'll get there. All righty. All right, any questions about extravaganza at this point? We're pretty far out, we still got some time. Get everything in order, but Bill left us with a pretty good set of everything, so we'll be okay. All right, Kenilworth Park update.
It is, the playscape itself is complete. I spoke to Ryan Cook from Creative Landscape Design today. They are gonna be back in town Thursday, Friday this week to finish the soil and seed that's gonna go along the paths. There's some silt fencing that needs to be removed. He anticipates this will be their final visit. And, we're excited. There's gonna be a photo shoot there. I don't know if that's new or not. But I believe this being featured in the design or the company that built it. They do a calendar, I guess. So we hope to have grass growing by June. That's the plan. I know we need to have the handicap space painted, everything else, the signs are up. So it's the final touches. Hopefully it'll be complete this week.
Are we scheduling a grand opening or what's going to happen with that?
We've done it with every other park, and we haven't talked about it yet, but I'm sure we'll talk to Scott when we get a little closer.
Okay. Thank you. Sounds good. All right, let's see what else is left. Oh, look at that. Wow. Anybody have comments by the board? Anything else that we need to talk about tonight?
Sometimes look at feedback on Kiwi forums, and I also go to Mill Pond Park itself, and I think the actual playscape for the kids at Mill Pond Park, there's some of the items there just are unusable at this point. The zip line has no ball bearings or anything, so it's just a dead zip line. Compare the steering wheel at Rocky Hills playscape versus ours is like you're turning like the Titanic's bulkhead versus Rocky Hill. There's a plastic feature that people commented online that has a crack in it, and the kids are trying to climb up and reach with their hand. I took a look at that to see, could you reverse it or something like that? And I think it might have already been reversed at some point, so I think that needs replacing.
So I appreciate you telling me that.
I got one more, the rocking horse. That's
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
So, I just wanna kind of give that feedback, that maybe before the season hits, somebody could take a look.
We definitely will look into that. We did do some improvements last year. I already have that one feature that you thought that was cracked on order.
Okay.
I need to look at the zip line. I was unaware of a couple that you just mentioned.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, and I probably should probably take before the meeting.
No problem. We're done now.
Okay.
I know,
Thank you.
I did that, stupid.
Okay.
7:16.
Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I was coming down Willard tonight coming here, and at the skate park, I noticed there's some painting on part of and there's like some graffiti on the skate park jumps.
The purple ones or the already painted ones or the,
There's cement facing the street and there's some letters.
gotcha.
So that's new. We'll have to look into that. As you may all know, tagging is a part of the skate culture, whether we like it or not. We struggle with graffiti at that facility often. And the little pavilion that's there gets quite a bit of it. We repaint it and it's like a fresh canvas. So, our biggest goal is keeping really offensive graffiti off of there. Power washing the actual park itself is discouraged because we do have it treated annually. That cement is, we have a coating put on that to kind of preserve it. So it's an ongoing battle, one we're definitely aware of, and, I'll have to check out this new.
Yeah, I just caught it out of the corner of my eye when I was coming
Yeah, it's
by.
unfortunate.
Anybody else?
I don't know.
No, we're good down there, we're good down there. Okay,
Oh, that's
do we have any public participation?
Do we have any public participation? No.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of the tagging, it was just a couple things. Coming this way,
Coming north.
it was the last.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Diane.
Okay. If we don't have anything to do, that was nice and easy. Motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Bye, Beth, hope you feel better.
Beth.
Thank you, guys.
So, Scott.
Yeah.
When you bought your house.